them connected to the community. So I just wanted to congratulate them on their great work. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. I know, Councilman Espinoza, you have an announcement to make, but I wanted to introduce somebody right before that announcement. This is little tlaloc. She is a District 3 constituent, and even though she cannot vote yet, she still matters and is still a strong constituent and has a voice, right? Yeah, that's her. So tlaloc and her parents, who are also District 3 constituents, are part of a Grupo tlaloc, and they are here. And this is our announcement: is this is the first day of summer, and it's not just the first day of summer where we go out and buy board shorts and new cooler or barbecue. This is the first day of summer is very significant. It's a very spiritual day. It is something that's a start. It's a renewal, and it is a celebration for our culture, Mexica. It is really important. And we have guests who are here today, and tlaloc is actually going to go join her family to go dance. Yeah? Okay. She's going to go dance. And as she is making her cute little way over there, go ahead. I wanted to recognize the Grupo tlaloc, who are going to be doing a blessing for us here today to mark the summer solstice, and also pass this over to Councilman Espinoza, because you also have something significant that took place in your district. If you want to take it from here, Councilman.
Oh, I think I'm out of turn, but I do have some comments related to the performance, but I think I'll follow up the proclamation that's coming up.
Okay.
So, yeah. I will say that I did chime in to sort of second what Kevin Flynn said about Scott Gilmore. And the reason why I wanted to say this, even though it's out of turn,
okay,
is that while he was driving over there to go and do that work for that constituent in District 3, we called him at after 5 o'clock on Friday. Got the same sort of service and response on something that is actually directly related. Actually, I'll go here with this little bit of announcement time. Yesterday, I also at the solstice announced a petition drive for a name change of Columbus Park in Northwest Denver to a hybrid name of La Raza Columbus Park. And it's been, if you Google Columbus Park, Denver today, what comes up is La Raza Park. And for the better part of 40 years, it's been recognized by a large portion of that community by that name, and has a significant Denver cultural history under that name that if you had gone to History Colorado last year, you would have learned a tremendous amount of information related to that. And so we did not have our petition that we had been working on for some time ready for that event. And that's what Scott was scrambling on while he was headed to District 3. And it's worth noting because there are several people like that. And since Kevin brought Scott up, I wanted to recognize that time and time again, Scott has been there on these issues in sort of rapid readiness. So just real huge asset to the city, and I wanted to say that. So since that's related, I do want to let you know that I do, in fact, have the petitions here. So if anybody is a city and county of Denver resident interested in signing them, I'm going to ask that Amanda, my aide, grab one of those petitions out of our office and be available in the back of the room somewhere for anybody interested in signing. Thanks.
I'll join you in signing that petition. At this point, let me ask, we have part of the announcement, let me invite Dr. Ramon del Castillo, who is the chair of the Chicana Studies Department at MSU Denver. That's Metro State University, right?
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's not to be confused with the college. So,
yeah. Okay.
Dr.
Well,
del Castillo.
I'm Ramon del Castillo, professor and chair of the Chicano Studies Department. And I'm going to sort of introduce the blessing this evening called Tlahuatzlampa Quetzalcoatl. We thought it would be interesting to do it in the native language of Nahuatl, and then followed through with the Spanish language and the English language. David Ocelotl Garcia will be reading the Nahuatl Amanda Sandoval will be reading the English, and in between there, I'll be reading the Spanish. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, it's a trilingual piece, and we just wanted to let you know that part of the culture is not just the Spanish language, but also the Nahuatl, which is a derivative of Mesoamerica. So with that, I'm going to introduce, or let David come up.
Good evening. Good evening. Tlahuizlampa Quetzalcoatl. Nimitzlapalolis, Nimitzlas Camatilia, Chaneque, Tlahuizlampa, Tonatiu, Quisaya, Yahuatzinco, Xochicuepoca, Hueynicali, Chipahuac, Campa, Ichan, Quetzalcoatl, Tzotzona, Atecocoli, Se.
Yo te saludo, yo te agradezco, cuidador, Tlahuatzlilampa. El sol sale en la mañana cuando abren las flores. Esta grandiosa casa de color blanco donde vive Quetzalcoatl. Sueñan los caracoles. Uno.
I greet you. I give you thanks, caretaker of the East. Tensempuela, the sun rises in the morning when the flowers open. The great house, the color white, where Quetzalcoatl lives. Sound the conch shell. One. And now we'd like to call Carlos up and to do a little dance.
So why don't we thank you very much, Grupo Tlaloc. Carlos Castañeda, do you want to get to the podium and say a few words?
I want to say thank you, first of all, to each and every one of you here for inviting and accepting Grupo tlaloc into this facility here. We just previously finished our 36th year of carrying on these traditions yesterday, throughout the weekend for the summer solstice. We're very honored this year to have a generala from Mexico, one of our relatives right here, Emilio. Somehow got left behind. Hey, just kidding. He's here visiting with us, wanted to stay a few days extra. But we're very honored to have this 92-year-old woman from Mexico carrying on the tradition personally herself for 73 years. So we do this because of these little ones you see in front of you. We will continue to carry on as long as we are able to teach our children about their culture, their traditions here. And we're very honored and pleased that you have accepted us in this way and that we can add this beautiful, rich culture, this tradition into the city of Denver, Colorado, here at La Raza Park, marking, as I mentioned, the 36th year. So traditionally, we end in the four directions. That's what we did, and we began in the four directions, offering to those who have gone before us, giving that offering of permission that we can continue on with these traditional ways. And we ended in that way as well. The dance that was led by my wife here, it's called Tonancing. Tonancing is in honor of our Mother Earth, as we all know, in his dire needs of our attention here and our love, and to give back to our Mother Earth rather than to take all the time. So that's one of the reasons why we celebrate the summer solstice, that time of balance. This particular year, we honored it for the seed that we all bring into this world and try to nourish in a good way. So we try to do this for our children here. So I want to say thank you once again to all the council people here and for having us in this facility once again. And if we may, we'd like to just end it in one last short offering one more time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Castañeda. Thank you. Thank you once again for that blessing, a wonderful blessing. Council members, if I might add something, just while here on the dais, is just a small point of personal privilege. It's great to see the young kids here dancing, especially the one little one who was on my lap, her younger sister who had the drum. But, the cool thing is that I went to school with her father since second grade, Mr. Mark de la Cruz Chavez, and his wife Serena, who live in the district. Went through high school, and the guy that got me basically through college. I owe a lot to this brother of mine here in the neighborhood, and this is the kind of stuff that absolutely this kind of culture is welcome and empowering, especially for our young people here today. So thank you very much for that. There are no other announcements. Madam Secretary, presentations. Do we have any presentations?
None, Mr. President.
All right. Communications. Madam Secretary, do we have any communications tonight?
None, Mr. President.
All right. Proclamations. We have two proclamations this evening, and we discussed this earlier. I think Councilman Clark and Councilman Espinosa of reading the 455 before 454. Do we have to have any kind of procedural motion to do that, or can we just read 455 first? I think let's just move on to 455 if you don't mind, Councilman Clark, because that way we can tie it in. Councilman Espinosa, Council Proclamation 455.
Thank you, Mr. President. So this, I'm going to be reading the proclamation number CP 160455, honoring the dedication of Alvaje, the journey, and the annual summer solstice. Whereas Grupo tlaloc Danza Azteca is a traditional cultural dance group comprised of adults, children dedicated to preserving the indigenous dance of their ancestors, the Mexica, and whereas Grupo tlaloc is hosting the 2016 summer solstice in La Raza Columbus Park, where family members come to share oral traditions, pray, and dance in honor of the rain that grows crops and nourishes our bodies, because without rain, nothing survives. And whereas Grupo tlaloc has been dedicated to the community for the past 36 years, providing direction and guidance with dances and ceremonies in Denver, Colorado, Aztlán, and the world and throughout the world. And whereas the time to water the seeds that need growth and development to heal the sorrows of life, moving from inhumanity to humanity. And whereas for 36 years, Grupo tlaloc has used danza to educate la comunidad and to summon our ancestors to walk with us on this historical journey. And whereas other forms of art, such as muralism, poetry, and la palabra, that emanate and belong to la gente, are part of our cultural renaissance, produced in communion with nuestro espíritu, have joined us this year to celebrate summer solstice. And whereas the mural, Alvaje, the journey, was unveiled Sunday, June 19th, telling the historical journey that La Raza has taken and the ongoing sojourn that remains. And whereas we take the time to honor our ancestors' self, homeland, spirituality, and community from Mesoamerica to Las Americas and throughout the world has arrived. And whereas the summer solstice symbolizes the nurturing of our youth who need guidance and vision to create a better tomorrow. And whereas danza reclaims our identity and spirituality through action and performance in nuestras comunidades to pass down to the next 7 generations. Whereas political, cultural, and intellectual development is the basis of human progress, recognizing our past informs the course of history. That is the proclamation. And so I just wanted to, well, that's the proclamation. I won't add any more language yet.
Councilman, you have to make that motion to adopt Council
Okay.
Proclamation 455.
Yep.
And yeah.
Mr. President, I move that Proclamation 455 be adopted.
Do we have a second? Let's see. It has been moved and seconded. Councilman Espinosa, let me see. Did you read the sections?
Yes.
Proclamation? Okay. All right. Councilman Espinosa.
So I would like to there is somebody I would like to invite to receive the proclamation. I need to
Well, no,
reread
actually,
the whole
this
thing.
is just comments. If you want to do comments,
Okay.
we do the comments, then we do roll call, and then we vote on
Oh,
the
sorry.
proclamation.
You're calling me on the comments. I'm sorry.
No problem.
So, yeah, I'm surprised. I'm thoroughly amazed because between the procession that preceded the dance and the hours of dancing that went on yesterday, to see that you guys all had the energy to continue to do it here is thoroughly impressive. But it shows the dedication to this art form and to the community that is inherent in your work. And that resonates with David. So the real reason for the solstice has and continues and will hopefully forever happen. But new to this year's performance was the dedication of the artwork that was sponsored by Denver Arts and Culture, produced by David here, and that was wonderful. So it was my honor to participate in that dedication of the mural. It was a mystical experience. The prayer, the blessing that you received was incredible, and be part of that process. And I'd like to thank Ramon Del Castillo, Maruca Salazar, and Rudy Cherry with Denver Arts and Culture for our arts and venues for their hard work in coordinating the event. I'd also like to thank Carlos and Grupo tlaloc for yesterday's ceremony and tonight's performance. So I've said it enough, but David, your artwork is beautiful, and I'm going to be working hard to find out that we properly illuminate that project, that artwork, so that it's able to be experienced day and night. And now I'd like to thank Ramon for your assistance in actually drafting this proclamation. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Gilmore.
Thank you, Mr. Pro Tem. I would like to commend my colleague, Councilman Espinosa, for sponsoring this proclamation. And Madam Secretary, I'd like to have my name added to the proclamation as well. And, you know, I'm just honored to be present here tonight. I had forgotten how powerful and centering the drums can be. And it brought me back to that place of center, and so I'm very honored to have been here and been so close, and honored to be here and witness and be part of it. So thank you, Councilman, and thank you, Mr. Pro Tem.
Thank you. Councilwoman Ortega.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tem. I want to ask that my name be added as well, and I want to thank Councilman Espinosa for bringing this forward, and Grupo tlaloc for your continued work in our community. This is a group that has been around for many, many years, not only sharing the culture with the greater Denver community, but continuing to ensure that young people carry that tradition on. And if any of you have ever had the opportunity to go to the March powwow and see the different tribes that come from not only every state in the United States, but other countries, and to see the entire floor of the Coliseum filled with dancers that are carrying on that tradition, and to see elders and little tiny toddlers dancing on the floor of the Coliseum and sharing that culture with all of us. It's just very touching and just gratifying to know that that culture was never lost when you see so many atrocities that happen to the Native American community. Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tem.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Brooks.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. And I just would love to be a part of this and add my name as well. And I love this group, Grupo Claro. We have had numerous events on the East Side Peace Walk as well, and you guys have been incredible. And what I love is that you all come into a community that's mixed and diverse with African Americans as well, and the African Aztec Alliance is alive and well, and we appreciate you all for always being present. So thank you.
All right. Thank you, Councilman Brooks. Councilwoman Kanich.
Thank you, Mr. President. I thought I'd added my name as a sponsor, but I don't see it, so if you can please add me, that would be great. Thanks.
All right, duly noted. Are there any other comments? Well, I was a little premature in my comments, but I can, attest that the Grupo Tlaloc has been around for quite a while. I think over 30 years. 26? 36. Ooh, this is old as me. I think I was 2 years old when they started. See, Tlazotzin is, I was your age. No, I am very proud to hear those drums and to have you here in the chambers. It is definitely full circle. And, it's a misnomer to think about Denver or even to, welcome folks with the Mexica danzantes to Denver because they were here. This is just as part of Denver culture as our Skyline or Mile High Stadium or Five Points or the West Side or the East Side. It is, and North Denver too. I'm looking over at Amanda. She'd get mad at me if I don't mention North Denver. And it's a very important tradition. And like I said, for me, it hits home because I have my brother from another mother over there, and we went to school together. And if it wasn't for that, and if it wasn't for that culture and that support throughout those years, that it's establishing community. You really don't have that support network if you don't have that. So, thank you very much for being in these chambers, Madam Secretary. Roll call.
Black.
Aye.
Brooks.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Espinosa.
Aye.
Flynn.
Aye.
Gilmore.
Aye.
Cashman. Kinich. New. Ortega.
Aye.
Sussman.
Aye.
Mr. President.
Aye. And if I might add, your murals are amazing. I see them throughout Denver. Madam Secretary, can you please announce the results?
11 ayes.
11 ayes. The proclamation has passed and been adopted. Congratulations. Councilman Espinoza, is there anybody you would like to receive to the podium to receive the proclamation?
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to invite David and Carlos to receive the proclamation. David, Carlos, I'd like to have you both up to receive the proclamation. All right, actually. While that headdress is coming, I want everyone to know that David spent 16 months working on this mural, and it was amazing to see it shortly after I was elected, to see it in progress, just as sketches, pencil drawings on pieces of paper, and then getting painted painstakingly hour after hour onto these giant pieces. And so the work that you see in that building out there today is original artwork. It's not a reproduction or anything. It is the real deal. Thank you, David.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you all. All right. Let's move on to. Do you have the proclamation with you, or did you?
Actually, I'm looking for Amanda.
Oh, go ahead, David.
I just want to say thank you to all the council here, and I'm really honored to be here myself with you all, and very honored to have been chosen to create this mural at this park. And I myself also identify with danza, the culture, the colors, the symbolism is very important, very powerful, it's very spiritual. It is very the sounds are very centering for me as well, and there's a lot of respect there. There's a lot of positive energy for everyone, for the children, and that's what I was when I was creating the mural. That's what I had in mind. It's for everyone, and so I hope if you haven't been able to go out there, I invite you to take some time and stop by the park and just see the painting. And so thank you very much, and honored to be here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. All right. Thanks. Next up, we have Proclamation 454. Councilman Clark, this is your proclamation. Will you read Councilman Proclamation 454?
Thank you, Mr. President. I have Proclamation CP 16-0454 designating the week of June 20th through June 24th as Bike Week and Wednesday, June 22nd as Bike to Work Day in Denver. Whereas the City and County of Denver partners with the Denver Regional Council of Governments, local bicycling organizations, and cycling enthusiasts each year to plan activities and events intended to promote awareness of the benefits of bicycling. And whereas Bike to Work Day is an annual event designed to encourage people to ride their bicycles for transportation on a consistent basis to reduce congestion, improve air quality, and benefit public health. And whereas the Department of Public